3 different neuromodulators. We have Botox, Xeomin, and Dysport. They all are essentially the same botulism toxin with little different accessory proteins. Often we just start with this one because people know they've heard of it and they feel comfortable and know the name. But coming out in May, there's going to be a new one called Janu. And we'll have it, and it will be the first one in Portland to get this new neuromodulator. Yeah. So maybe next time I'll tell you about it some more and see if you want to try out the brand new thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we will. So Ashley, we're just going to do the same treatment that we had done before, which is treat your frown line or your scowl. Some people call this the frown, but this also is seen as the frown. So
you're not frowning, are you?
No,
I don't want to ever do it.
Not ever.
And we sort of perfected your dose after at least one trial, and the follow-up is really important that first time to make sure that we get the effect that we want, because I need to make a judgment on dosing so that I can figure out, is your muscle strong, is it not so strong, is it a big muscle, and figure out the appropriate dose for you. So
That's what that was for, that checkup.
Make sure that we like it, that it's enough, not too much. I usually start off a little low because it's easy to climb. To put more, it's hard to turn. You can't really go back and take it out. So I prefer to start off a little bit and go from there. So.
Boy, Ashley, isn't your theory to go big or go home?
Does
that apply to this?
No, my theory is trust the professionals.
Oh, okay. That's actually my theory too. Yes, I agree.
This is kind of cool. I have to mix up a new one. So I'll show you how teeny tiny. That's the Botox right there, that little white powder form. And so you obviously can't inject that little tiny white powder. You have to put something into it. So we put saline, and there's all sorts of different ways to reconstitute it by volume. And we have tons of experience on how much to put in. The company recommends more fluid than we put in. We like this concentrated dose so that we have just the exact amount of spread that we want. So we always just put 2 cc's of sterile saline in there. And it just takes a quick, and it also, you saw I took it out of a refrigerator. It is unstable at room temperature, so it always needs to be in refrigeration. We'll need that.
So cool.
I'm learning so much.
I am.
And now the powder is gone and it is mixed into that saline. And now we can take it out and I'm able to get it into your muscle.
So cool. So this would be able to fix RBF.
Oh my god. Wow.
Hey, it's a serious thing that people need to watch out for.
I don't know if it can. Maybe. Oh god. You're so funny. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, people have asked, or they've tried to tell me how much they get and stuff. I have no point of reference. I have no idea.
So you are getting, your total is 29 units, and you are getting 29 units through here, a brow lift, and we're keeping your brows from getting too high. So one of the things that people ask a lot about is when you get that crazy Spock eyebrow. And that happens if you don't put enough Botox above your eyebrow and you're treating other areas of the face. So it's important for you, when you lift your eyebrows really high, you already have a little bit of a peaked eyebrow. If I treat this and don't treat this little droplet above here, when you lift, go ahead and lift, it'll look exaggerated. and that we don't want that. So I put a little droplet. The forehead is the opposite of what you think. The forehead lifts the eyebrows. When you put Botox in it, then it should lower the eyebrows. So this high lift that you get here, I don't want you to lift that high. I want it to be a softer arch for you. And so that is how we're going to use
This is so cool.
Botox in this case.
So if you wanted to, you could make her look really surprised all the time.
Yes.
That's like, some people have
Yeah,
that.
they do. That is just a little too much in the wrong spot, or not enough in the right spot.
I know, I think that's people's fear. They're like, oh, am I gonna look weird? I'm like,
Yeah. Good Botox should not be able to, you shouldn't be able to tell that somebody has good Botox.
Got it.
Okay, so cleanse the skin, because I'm gonna poke you. And so because this eyebrow sits a little lower on the tail than this one, we're gonna put a little bit underneath the eyebrow, basically counterbalancing. So this muscle wants to pull down. We're gonna put a little Botox there so it relaxes and lifts up. And then we're also gonna do the chin. So if you purse your lips together like a kiss, you'll see this dimpling in here. We want to smooth that out because when Ashley talks, sometimes she gets these little dimples in here. So we will soften that. I like to use an ice cube, it just makes it feel better.
Can you make it so she can't make an angry face for when I mess things up?
Yeah, that I can do.
Sweet. That way she'll be like happy when she's mad at me.
Furrow your brow and relax. Exactly.
What does that feel like?
nothing.
Yeah, you can barely feel it.
Michelle's got
These
the
are-
magic touch.
Yeah.
These are teeny tiny needles. They're actually 32 gauge needles. They're for insulin, and so they work great for measurement and for teeny tiny pokes for your brow. And relax. And furrow again. And relax. There are 3 muscles that are involved in this furrow. One that attaches from here to here. It's a little like it's shaped like this and attaches here. So that's that first injection. And then you have little corrugators that wing out like this. And so I have to hit one in the big part of the corrugator and a smaller dose in the lateral corrugator. Otherwise they'll fold in and make those creases that you get there. Okay, furrow your brow and relax. And furrow again and relax. And so it leaves, as you saw, if it were that powder, there's hardly any volume of Botox in there, little teeny bits. But she's left with these little bumps for about 10 minutes because I had to mix it with that saline to be able to get it in there. And the saline just reabsorbs into the tissues.
So cool.
Okay, lift your eyebrow really high. So we're gonna target right over the top of that and relax. And this is such a teeny tiny amount. We're only doing a half unit above each brow. And lift again, and there's that strong pull, and relax. Okay, I'm gonna look where the muscle pulls the hardest, so close your eye down really tight. Good, and relax. Perfect.
So cool.
And then come around the chin. The chin's kind of a sensitive spot to be poked, right? Those spots all up there didn't hurt so much.
No.
But the chin's a little bit more nervy than the other areas. You can also do this along your lip for a lip flip. Crow's feet. You your jawline, all sorts of places Botox can go. Okay, so push your lips together and relax. Pinch. So it's kind of a big muscle, so I have to hit it in 3 different places to make sure it spreads.
What's that feel like?
And it's also a deep muscle, so you saw that I had to go in a little
Yeah, I
bit
saw
further
that.
than I did here because this is a superficial muscle. These ones are deeper. This is superficial. Around the eye is superficial. This is also a little deeper. So we have to get that Botox into the muscle.
Yeah, what'd that feel like?
So it doesn't hurt, but it immediately feels a little tired.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For 6 hours after getting Botox, there is a precaution. You cannot do any hard workouts or over sweating. Botox is metabolized out of the sweat glands, so if you sweat too much, like a hot sauna or hot yoga or do a hard workout, you'll lose some of your Botox because that's how it's excreted. The doses aren't high enough to be metabolized through your liver and your kidneys. The other thing I wouldn't want is for you to go and get a facial, a massage, something that would manipulate or push this around. So sometimes I'll do chins and catch someone pushing their, like this, not good. We don't want that because we want that Botox to stay there and not move around to other muscles. So that's it. It's as easy as that.
So easy.
Mm-hmm. So because we did this, is this why the fine lines are getting like less and less? Because I'm just not moving that motion?
You got it. So the Botox will fold the skin over like a piece of paper. It's gonna do it. If you don't have Botox, it's gonna fold over hundreds of times a day in the same exact place over and over for years, right? We've been doing it for our whole lives. And before you know it, you can't get that line out. It's sort of stuck there. So if you can't fold it over, or you can only fold it over a little bit, like in the forehead, we like a natural look. So you want to be able to lift a little bit, but not fold the skin super hard. So over time, you make new skin cells, and those new skin cells aren't getting folded over. And so they start to fade away.
And that's why this is getting so much
So
better.
it's getting really nice.
You look amazing, girl.
Oh yeah, how long does it take for it to
Oh, good question.
Come to
So, you won't notice anything at all for about 3 to 4 days, and then it'll start to change a little bit, and it will not move as much. And by 10 days, it should be fully kicked in, and that's your final effect, which is why that first time I'd like to see you around 10 to 14 days to check the results, and then it usually lasts about 3 to 4 months. If we have a really super light natural dose, like if we do a forehead and we barely put anything in there because you want to be able to have a lot of movement, that area is going to wake up a lot sooner than an area that, like here, we have full dose. We don't want it to move at all. Nobody ever misses that you're not scowling at them. But some people can notice if you're not able to lift your eyebrows in interest or something like that. So and nothing moves up here. We don't want that. So we want to have some natural movement. So yeah.
There you go.
Good questions.
There you go. All right. So so when they go to book,
Yeah.
they've got Portland, Lake Oswego, Santa Monica.
Yeah, that's right.
We're at the Portland location,
Yeah.
and they can request you, right?
Sure.
So they go look for. Is it just your last name?
My name is Rochelle Michelin, so you can book online. I'm a little booked, but certainly
She's worth the wait.
all of my colleagues are really excellent too, and so the consultations are free. No need to do treatment on that day, but if you want to get treatment, you certainly can.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
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 I said.
Yeah,
Do
you
all the
can
things.
learn all about it, hear more details specific to your own face. We also do filler here, so there's any questions you want. We like to educate people on everything. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna send them all to you.
All right.
Thanks, babe.
Let's get you out front and plan your next one in about another 3.5, 4 months.
Awesome.
You going to Rome?
I am going around.
You are.
You must have seen somebody recently who's also going to
Well, I keep track of her.
Maybe.
I keep track of her. She's given me all of her. I followed her. So.
I think I've asked you this. Did you do her microneedling?
No, I didn't say that.
If somebody were to, maybe.
You might need to leave here. There you go.
All right, perfect. Bye.